Can you actually be successful in Nashville as a full-time photographer? Yesterday's video I mentioned that Savannah found a film camera on Facebook Marketplace for like 45 bucks. And when she originally got it, it wasn't turning on. And we contacted the lady, and we even contacted our local photography shop, and they said that they could look at it today or yesterday when we called them. But when we got home and contacted the lady, and she said send her a video, Savannah found out she just had to really jam the battery in there, and it works just fine. The coolest thing about the camera is we can actually use all of our existing Canon lenses. So right now we have like a $2,000 lens on a $45 camera. And we're walking around right now, just testing it out and getting a feel for it. Also, it came with 3 rolls of film that expired in 2016, so we don't know 50-50 if they work or not. When Savannah and I first met, she was trying to figure out what she wanted to do like for college and everything else. And I remember this very vividly. I was doing drums at the time, and I really wanted to make like a living out of it. And I really believe, and I still do believe, that if you want to do something, you can just do it. It just requires work and dedication to whatever you want to do. Most of the time you can make it work, provided if you want to be in the NBA and you're 4 foot, that probably isn't going to happen. But all that being said, for the most part, if you want to do something and you set your mind to it, you can probably do it. And I remember having that conversation with Savannah while we were actually going to get her first camera at Target. No, it wasn't this camera at all. This is a 90s. This camera was made in the 90s. It's actually older than me, and it's an automatic film camera, basically meaning that it's a point and shoot. It's really it feels like something like our R6s that we currently use for weddings and stuff like that. So it feels similar to this guy. This is a lot heavier, but it's just like the film version, and it works really good. It works just like one of these guys. You literally point it, shoot it, or point it and then get it to focus and then shoot, which is what Savannah wanted, and being able to use like different lenses and stuff. Like this was the original kit lens that it came with. It's a 35 to 80 millimeter, but she has a full frame 16 to 35. Like I said, it's like a $2,000 lens on this $45 camera that was made in the 90s. It's literally older than I am. But all that being said, I remember when Savannah was buying her first camera and she was super apprehensive, and I remember us having a conversation, basically, without getting into all the nitty-gritty details, basically saying that if you want to do something in life, just do it. Figure out a way to do it, and don't worry about all the details and stuff, because eventually it'll all kind of work out. And whenever I have conversations with people, that's pretty much my that's what I always suggest. I always suggest if you want to do something, just figure out what's required to do it and just start. Because honestly, I think a lot of times, at least for me, I'm not gonna know if I like it if I don't actually start doing it, and it's a really, really good way to figure that out. Now, when we get more time with that camera, I'm gonna do like an actual review of the camera. For this video, that's not what this video is about. That was just an example or a prop for the overarching theme of this video. You probably already knew that, though. I felt like I probably should explain that, because I did a really bad job of describing what that camera does and everything else. It's not a review at all. Just a prop. And I'm telling you this story because this is exactly how we have been able to be successful in Nashville as full-time photographers or videographers or whatever, in a really competitive market. Probably the biggest. There's probably two. There's really the biggest market for photography in Nashville. It surprised me when we moved here, but it's actually going to be weddings. A lot of people get engaged here. A lot of people have bachelorette parties here, and a lot of people have weddings here. That's how we got started, and the first year we started taking pictures in Nashville, we almost made 6 figures for that year. And then I think a close second, it's a little more niche, but it's harder to get into, but a close second is going to be music videos. There's a million music videos, and that's kind of obvious because it is Nashville, but it is second because it's a little harder to get into that kind of thing, and the pay isn't nearly as good. Weddings, the pay is just amazing, and it's really, really easy to get your foot in the door with weddings. Like, we've had a lot. It was really easy at the beginning for us to start doing that. It was almost instantaneous. We became like full-time. And then I think the last one, and this isn't specific to Nashville, this is kind of just what this whole video really is about, doing pretty much anything that involves video that we want to do for money. It doesn't matter how hard it's going to be. Like, so for us, we pull in additional income from like doing shoots for other people by doing stuff for ourselves, whether it be for like TikTok videos through a couple of apps that pay you to make like marketing campaigns for their products, or like YouTube AdSense or YouTube sales or Amazon associate links, stuff like that. Our own brand is, we kind of have like our professional, like we take other people's like pictures or videos side of the business, and then we have our own unique individual brands that also generate revenue. That this one with the personal brands is going to be a lot harder to do, but I think it's more rewarding in the end because you get to do, whatever you have the final say of what you want to do, versus working with the clients. It's really easy to get in, especially for weddings, but the caveat is going to be you're still subject to that person because you're working for that person. You're contracted to provide a service for that person. Both are great, and if you can combine both of them, that's kind of like the sweet spot. That way, if one dries up, the other one hopefully will kind of carry you, and vice versa. For me, I think that's been the secret for us to be able to continue to do this thing full time. And another huge benefit of having just a couple of different like ways to make money is if like you're going through difficult times or something like that, or for some reason bookings aren't coming in, you have something else to like fall back on. There's a lot of photographers in Nashville that could do full-time photography, but they don't want to have that be the only income, so they'll work a day job and then do weddings on the side, like during the weekends and stuff like that, because a lot of weddings, most weddings, fall on weekends. So if that's something you want to do, you will get really tired really quick. People we know that do it don't do a lot of weddings because of just, not because they can't get the bookings, but because it requires so much time and so much energy. All in all, I think I pretty much explained this already in this video, but yes, you can make a full-time living or a part-time living or whatever in Nashville, Tennessee as a photographer. It's competitive and you have to be good, but if you have the dedication and you have the willingness to do things, then I think you can find success here and pretty much anywhere else. Just Nashville's where we currently reside, so that's the only one I can really speak of. The other places like California and stuff like that, like we have like a couple of bookings, but most of our bookings are still here for the past like couple of years. The majority have been here. It's kind of changing now, but past it's been very much so based here. Savannah left to go do a couple of things for the apps that she's like a couple of the campaigns that she needs to get done, and she also went to go get groceries because we don't have any groceries. In the last week, I've literally had nothing but canned chicken, bananas, and oatmeal, and she's coming home now, but she needs this so we can get her groceries from the car too. All that being said, I'm currently waiting for her to show up. I'm waiting for you. Yeah, she's driving up right now. That was her. If you